This video chart presentation of Biomedical Technology Solutions Holdings Inc. It's a NASDAQ bulletin board company trading our ticker BMTL. Stock made a huge move yesterday, up 165%. Did take a look, it was news driven, but with the news it did blow through a pretty substantial resistance point, closed near the high of the day. I want to take a look at a chart like this and try and identify what to look for after that large move. As expected, going to see some sharp movements in the indicators with that sort of climb. Leading into it though, overall pretty nice uptrends going on with the MACD. Climbed off the bottom here at $1.50. Yesterday's movement kept the MACD over top of zero. That's still a bullish position. Similarly with the PPO, ADX down very low, and with the move it held a new higher low. It's a nice look that's added some strength to the direction of the play. Of course, MFI spiked with the buying pressure, accumulation distribution, shaking money flow, showing that there's a lot of buying in it. Sometimes you do see a little bit of a different look where it moved up on minimal amount of shares, and even though there was a big spike in volume, a lot of it could have been selling. And what you'll see then is the accumulation distribution will keep on trickling downward. Shaking money flow won't spike like it did here. Those making that sharp movement tells me that buying pressure was much heavier than selling pressure on that movement yesterday. CCI, of course, moved through 100. That's the buy signal by the CCI definition. Full stow showing that this is starting to gain a little bit of momentum behind the play. And the tricks maintaining a nice upward trend. RSIs spiked along with it. A lot of that was to be expected, but I do always take a quick look just to make sure nothing's glaring and jumping out. It's the safest bet to take a quick look at the indicators anyways. Now with the movement, there's still a gap that's not filled. If this does come back down and can't hold a support level here at 4 cents, I would start to become concerned it's going to come down and fill that gap. But importantly, in the overall perspective of the chart, 50-day moving average has now appeared to find a bottom, starting to trend upward. It pushed through that resistance point at 4 cents, and even with any price fluctuation throughout the day, it held that level. So I'd say it's established as a pretty solid support point. Beyond that, there was a pretty key resistance at a nickel that it pushed through and held above yesterday. See, it was a pretty decent support level for many months back in 2011. So pushing through that 5 cent mark, that would be the first level of support I'd want to see this stock hold if it pulls back from these highs. It is facing some dynamic resistance immediately with the 200-day moving average. Closed just slightly above that, but that's still a pressure point for it. I want to see if it can climb higher, hold above that 7 cent mark, hold above that 200-day moving average. If it does, it's a better sign of strength. Now what I'd be looking for there is not only the dynamic, but also a little bit of static resistance there. But if it does push through that, I don't see resistance really picking back up until a dime. And that's about another 50% move to go up there and challenge that level, so that's a pretty solid climb. And then beyond that, I'd be looking for 12 cents. I'd identify that as a very important level. Hasn't closed above that in the better part of a year. And I'm not looking for that sort of thing today or tomorrow. The stock's already made a solid move. If the climb continues, fine. If it doesn't, it's okay for charts to move slow and steady, pull back, hold a new support point, then try and make another move, continue the upward trend that's been coming off of this bottom. Just something along those lines. Nice chart all in all, one that appears to have found a bottom, and one that I'll be following along with from here forward to see how it performs. As always, merely my interpretation of the BMTL chart. Thank you for watching, and trade smart.